This is Alice Bull from ScrapbookWonderland.com and the Scrap Happy membership group, and I am here in the Spellbinders booth at CHA 2017. And I just heard that they are the winners of the Best Spot On Theme Award. Is that correct, Beth?
That's what I hear. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
super exciting. And I'd have to say, your booth is absolutely beautiful, and it totally has that whole Phoenix feel to it, so I love it.
Well, our company is based in Phoenix, and so it was a total group effort. We had everyone here to decorate the booth, from people that worked in shipping and receiving and accounting, and I didn't know. We have a lot of gifted people here, so it was great.
That's fabulous. And so now we would love to see a little bit of what your new and exciting products are for 2017.
Okay.
And I hear we have one of your designers with us.
Yes. This is Stephanie Lowe. She lives in Honolulu, Hawaii, and we discovered her art last year at CHA. She is a tattoo artist, so people will commission her to design their tattoos, and we thought that was really fun, so we licensed her to do stamps and dies with us. She has 2 lines right now. So over here we have Earth, Air, Water, which is her first line, and on the other side we have Spring Love. So I can let Stephanie kind of talk to you about her process, or what she's thinking, or what she loves, and cool stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, I like I said, I had a background in tattoo illustration, so I tried to let that sort of inspire each illustration, if even just a little bit, to sort of bring ordinary items that are often seen, but just push it a little bit so that it kind of gave it that extra design element.
And so for this first one is Earth, Air,
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of everything. It's got, the flowers, and then it's got more of the birds and the, air element, and then the water aquatic sort of element. So it's got a little bit of everything, so that, because I couldn't narrow down what I wanted to do.
So you found a way to tie everything
Just do it all
together.
together, yes.
Love it.
And on the other side of this cactus, we have Stephanie's second line, because we release a bunch of things at CHA that go from, it's basically our releases from November through April. So that's what you're looking at. So this is Spring Love. That isn't out yet, so this is a sneak peek, or the debut of Spring Love.
There you go. Yeah, and it's exactly what it is. It's spring inspired. A tiny bit of Easter in here, but mostly just fresh sort of elements that hopefully inspire that springy sort of attitude. I did try and bring in some of my style into it as well, obviously. Push the envelope a tiny bit, but they are pretty classic at the same time. So yeah, I really liked the way they turned out.
And so the stamps, do most of the stamps have coordinating dies that go with them?
Yeah, for sure. I think both of them. Yeah, both of them do. Except these 2, I don't think they do, but they're just sort of standalone images.
These actually, this is a background stamp, and but it does have coordinating images
from the
first collection. So we kind of blended that together. But yeah, you can see here, there's the stamp, and then there's the die that cuts it out.
So that you don't have to do the fussy cutting around there.
Fussy cutting with these.
Right.
There's no sore and exhausted hands from cutting with your scissors.
So,
I love it. It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
all right.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
No problem. I loved it.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Beth's
All right.
going to lead us to the next
We'll
cactus,
move
right?
over here to the next cactus. This is Market Fresh by Debbie Adams, and Debbie is she's an in-house designer. So a lot of the projects that you see here on display, and a lot of things that you'll see on packaging when you see it in the stores, has been hand done by Debbie or myself, and we have Yana Smakula that also works in our office. So Debbie designed these dies and did the cards and packaging. The cute thing about these, and I'll just pull this out real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's this little board of Market Fresh. So you can see the different shapes. So the pear can be a squash, it can be a pear, it can also be an avocado. The apple can be an outside apple, inside apple, or a pumpkin. It's just made to be very versatile. So we've got some citrus going here. It can also be a watermelon slice. So it's a really cute, thought out set of dies. And then she also has some stamps that go with it that are kind of clever. With the pear, it will say, "We make a good pair." And what's another one? She has some olives that says, "All of me loves all of you," and just kind of cute, clever sayings. So
That's
that's
awesome.
Debbie Adams Market Fresh.
Yeah, and I love the way that she's gone and, made things so that they can be used in more than one way. And that way, you have a lot more versatility in the supplies that you buy.
Exactly, yes. Okay, so should we move around to the other side? This designer is Merissa Job. She has a very feminine style. Merissa has designed for Spellbinders for a long time, but just under the Spellbinders name. So we decided, now would be a good time to license her designs and get her out there in the spotlight a little bit. So she has a lot of larger dies that make you can make your own background paper. As you can see here, these are sort of one die that's been repeated several times. She also has cute things like boxes and tea light votive holders and very, very feminine look.
Yeah, it's very elegant looking, right, when you look at it.
Yep.
Very pretty.
Okay. This is Becca Feeken. She's very popular. She has a very feminine style. This is her Graceful Borders collection. And each of the dies is basically a border. And she has I'm trying to see it. Oh, this one here, it has a kind of a border maker where you can take 4 borders and put it into that die template, and it miters the corners perfectly so they match up, and you can make a card with a border. Or it could be a picture frame, or...
It's brilliant.
So that's Becca's borders. Going around to the other side, way the other side. Oh, here's some more borders. And then on this side she has Vintage Elegance, which are just nice little accent pieces. And she's got some little tabs. She's got stamp and die sets here. Again, with Becca's super elegant, romantic style.
I think that sums it up. Yeah, that sums it up perfectly. Yep. I would totally make those embellishments and put them right onto my scrapbook pages. Like, I can imagine that for weddings and scrapbooking a lot of the special ladies in my life.
Mm-hmm. So we have what we call classic Spellbinders. We used to call this core, but we decided, we have a lot of different designers, and this is the part of the true Spellbinder style that Stacey Caron started the company with, and all kinds of just beautiful, flourishy elements. And she's also started doing some nested stamping. I know that Stacey's style is very associated with nested dies and her Nestabilities dies. So now she has some coordinating stamps that you can stamp different images with, and
that's cool because that breaks apart into different pieces, which you can use individually or together, I guess, if you want.
So it can be used as a frame, or you can layer them up together, or however. Over here we have our baby dies. That's what I call them. They're die delights. They're just cute little 2 or 3 piece sets that come in the package, and you can use them to embellish anything. So paper crafting, your scrapbook pages, you can make any kind of little embellishment that you want with that. Okay, over here we have our 3D shading stamps. These are kind of, stamping is new for us in general, but you can see it's all about the concentration of dots on the rubber of the stamp, so it creates the shading for you. So it's beautiful stamped just in a single color, or this is a watercolor effect. You can color them in with your markers or colored pencils or watercolor paints. They have been very popular. We first came out with them at Christmas, so this is our second set, which is sort of an everyday collection, and we've had a really good response to that.
They're beautiful, like beautiful landscape designs on them.
On each side of me right now, I have Stacey Caron's newest line. So, Rouge Royale Dew, which is part 2 of Rouge Royale that she came out with last summer. Just a very fun, rich elements, but totally Stacey style. We love all of her stuff. She has a fantastic following. And right behind us, we have Rebel Rose, which is a little bit of a new direction for Stacey, and it's inspired by really classic tattoo art. So this one has been really fun.
I love it. It's so intricate and so pretty, very detailed. When can I ask about for this one here? Do you do I can see details on the actual cutout? So are you getting those as you're punching out as you're doing the die cut, or is that a second step that you're adding to that?
Usually that's a second step to really make that pop. If you're working with a thicker paper or maybe a foam or a metallic cardstock, that detail pops out right away. But we do have a cutting and embossing process. So you will use a certain, your clear cutting plates to cut your die, and then we have an embossing pad, and then a special plate that goes over that to run it through the machine a second time, and that will impress the detail into it. And so we have embossing and debossing detail into our dies.
Cool. Thank you. That was just how do you get the little extra bits done?
Yep. Just like in that. That makes it pop so much.
Yeah.
And this is Lene Lok. She actually is, I believe she's Danish, and she's based in Hong Kong. We met her when we went to a trade show in Hong Kong. And this is her kaleidoscope. All geometric, super impactful. So they look maybe more complicated than they are, but they're really, really fun dies. And they're a little bit bigger, so one thing that you could do with them also is use them as a background to a scrapbook page or mat your photos on one of them. So I like the size of them.
Yeah, I like the fact that, with a floral thing, you're looking at things that are a little more feminine, but this lets you go into that masculine side of things a little bit so that you have things kind of for both.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. All depends on the color, however you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you the option to dress it up however you like.
All right, we can swoop around here. This is Lene's second collection, and we call this tropical. So this is all about tropical leaves, pineapples, flamingos. We have larger dies that are card fronts, and there are 2 of those. And here I see.
What size is this one?
That's
really large.
Yeah, it's a 5x7.
Okay.
So cut out of some pretty gold paper.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I love the fact that once you use that die, your job is almost done, right? You put it through the machine, and you can make it as complicated as you want after that, or you put it through the machine and it's like, ta-da,
you just stick
done.
it on, right?
The magic part is done.
Exactly. Here we have one of our licensed designers, Sharon Sowell.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your inspiration for your line and what it's called first?
I would. This is called Joyful Celebrations, and I'm all about the parties. I love parties, and I love making people feel special. So, but my work all starts in a very different way than most, because I always start with just a single sheet of paper and I cut it freehand with a scissor.
Oh my gosh.
So everything is like this, would be like the start of a die, and then I'd figure out layers for it and so forth. So all of these things started first as a piece of paper cut freehand, and then deciding what could I do to party with that. So yeah.
I love it. That's like taking it back to basics.
Yeah, it feels kind of organic because my lines are not mechanically done. I scan the original into my computer and clean it up, but it really feels organic and handmade. So yeah, kind of fun.
I love it.
And I love all the little things that go with a party. So like this little edging can go around a cake plate, or in this case, just like you can take even something like that you would ordinarily use for something else and then just put a little piece of paper on it and turn it into a cupcake stand. Kind of fun.
That's super, super sweet.
Thanks.
I love this around the, is that like around the party box or the gift, or
Sort
I
of
almost
like
imagine
that.
around a cake actually.
It's sort of a paper cake to me, and then I would put the little cupcake stand on top of it and call it a party. But I love these little houses. This is another die. It's really a reasonable cost, and this one has multiple uses. I'm quite thrifty, so like in this case it turns into a favor box, or it's all hinged, so if you glued it here and hinged it here, it could turn into a votive. And if you glued both places, you could cut a little slit in the top and you stick in a little like holiday, like twinkle lights, right? And you can make a whole garland that goes completely around. Everything I do has multiple uses. There's a cupcake topper over here, but then it turns into like embellishments for straws. Like here is how it would go atop a cupcake or on a party table, but then just by taking this piece and gluing it onto the straw, a straw decoration.
Yep, absolutely. It's very, very sweet.
Thanks. All my models were the children that live in my neighborhood.
Oh,
So yeah. And
That's so good.
everything has multiple uses. This is generated by some type. I have an old printing press and a vast collection of type. This is type that I got from France in the 20s. So we've got it as rubber stamps, and we've also got celebrate and happy and birthday.
that's perfect. Then you cut them out and pop them onto your card or your layout or whatever you're working on.
And it's not just birthday, because you could be celebrating a retirement or a new baby. And then I oftentimes will just use like happy. Happy works for anything, right?
Absolutely. I always want to be happy.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate seeing it. I love seeing, getting to know a little bit more about what goes into that creative process. So the fact that you cut those by hand, that's
It's very authentic to our lives. The designers here, I think each one is so different because it is very authentic to our lives and how we make our art. That's so different from each other. It is kind of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A second ago, Seth is our mixed media guru, and here he comes, and he is going to talk to you.
Hi, Seth. I'm Alice.
Hey, Alice.
Would
Nice
you
to meet
like
you.
to tell us a little bit about your line here?
Sure. I'm a mixed media artist from New York, and I'm trying to bring a little mixed media to scrapbooking. So this is my third collection with Spellbinders, and I'm happy to introduce this time a series of dies. What I've created are dies that are very abstract, so that people can maybe step out of their comfort zone a little bit and do something a little bit different, but do it very easily. So if you take a look at some of the designs here, you can see I've included them in art. They're very basic from the perspective of most of them are circles, but I've taken them to a little bit of a different level. This one's a labyrinth. This one has a circle. It's kind of an abstracted sun. And then I have more here, and you can also look at them in the artwork that I've done. And one thing I like to do is I like to take the die cuts and in quite simple ways try to add a little bit of flair with them. So some of the die cuts are dimensional. So for example, that one, there's 12 cuts of the same die just stacked. So you make an object. And in this one, they're just all overlapping. So it's an easy way to bring it from a very basic die cut to a little bit of something special to add to your scrapbook or cards.
That's awesome. I really
Thank you.
love seeing it. I like that labyrinth idea right now. I've been doing a class called Load 217, which we start in February, where we scrapbook every single day for a whole month.
Wow.
And I base the whole theme for the month. Every prompt is based on Greek mythology.
Oh,
and
that's
so
fantastic.
the story about the labyrinth comes up during that
So
month.
We're going to have to get the die cut into your hand.
It couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, thank you so much for showing us your collection here. I really appreciate that.
Sure, I appreciate you taking the time to talk.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back. And last but not least is Tammy Tutterow. So Tammy has been with us. This is her second CHA with us, and I will let Tammy talk about all of her fantastic.
Well, so I have 2 releases that are showing at this show. The first is Happy Grams. Unofficially, all of my collections are called Happy Grams because I just think they're happy little bits of things that hopefully you'll share with someone you care about. And so the first set, Happy Grams, here at the show, this came out in November, and it includes an assortment of stamps. All my stamps are hand illustrated and hand lettered by me. All my lettering is a variation of my own handwriting, so that's kind of fun. And
You have really nice handwriting.
oh, thank you. I try to, at home if something kind of pops in my head, a little phrase or an idea of something, and if it makes me smile thinking about it, I try to run and draw it out because that's what I want my stamps to be, are just really happy little thoughts. So I have, in my previous lines, I have lots of pockets and envelopes, and so I really wanted to build on that. And so this time I added a small mini tag book. I have a paper bag, what I call a paper bag envelope, that's just like a little paper bag. It has an insert that goes in it, and it is sized just right. You could stick a gift card on it. So I think that's a fun use. And then I have also this tag book. That stand has fallen all day. These are called shorty tags. And so my previous large envelopes or pockets, they fit a number 8 tag, which is kind of a standard tag size, but is a little short. So these shorty tags actually fit inside those, but they also come with 6 edges that you can, after you cut the tag, you can come back and trim and add a decorative edge. So those are fun new additions for me.
I love it.
Okay, and then as we come around, this is Happy Grams 2, and this ships in February, and this release is all stamps, additional stamps, again, hand lettered and hand illustrated. This one is the first time I've offered that's not true. I was going to say it offered a stamp that has a coordinating die, but I also offered one in November called Posy Parts. That's different little small flowers and pots and different things that you can build and make little arrangements. So I made most of my samples. There are a few from Beth, but mostly I tried to focus on, in my samples, coloring and showing people how to color the images, and also sewing. I incorporate always fabric and sewing into my projects because those are things I really love. So it's happy, I hope.
It is happy. Well, right here we have happy right in the title.
Right, happy.
So, that's perfect. Oh, thank you so much, Tammy, for showing me your collection here at Spellbinders.
Thank
I
you
love
so
it
much.
so much. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be able to bring a piece of CHA to you at home so that you can see all the great new things that are coming out from Spellbinders this spring. So this is Alice Bull from scrapbookwonderland.com at CHA 2017.